everybody. Thank you for joining me again today. If they're new to my class, my name is Margot. We're going to do our class today, and I'm not sure if my yoga studio that I love so much is not going to be full of water in the next couple of days if history repeats itself. So as you can see behind me, the lake is slowly thawing, which is awesome, but as it thaws it also rises. And the last couple of years the boathouse has filled with water, and it looks like that might happen again. So I wanted to do a class today before the water came up, and maybe this will be our lucky year and the boathouse won't fill. But if it does, it's temporary, and I'll find another place to do my yoga. So thank you for joining me. My intention today is gratitude. And I'm just grateful for everything in my life. I'm grateful for my family, my immediate family, my 3 boys and my 2 dogs that I have spent the last 3 weeks with. I'm grateful for my extended family that I get to see on FaceTime and text and email with. And I'm grateful that they're all healthy. I'm also grateful to be able to be here and to be able to enjoy this time, not just for myself, but with everybody else. So gratitude is definitely my intention today. So let's start with our breath. So just find your natural breath. Don't force it. Just listen to your body. Notice as the air inhales through your nose and exhaling it through your nose or your mouth. Relax your neck and your shoulders and your jaw, and just focus as you breathe the air in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, deep inhalation, and out through your mouth. And in and out. Focusing on that breath, focusing on the air as it goes in through your nose and as you exhale it through your mouth. Again, recognizing as your stomach rises as you breathe in and falls as you exhale. Do a couple of more deep breaths in and out, and then we'll start our practice. Okay, we'll start today in child's pose. So either knees spread as far as they can go, if you can get them out to either side of your mat, sitting back on your heels with your hands in front of you. And just see how far you can reach in front of you. If you can only bring your hands to here, only take your body where it wants to go, and don't force yourself. Please only do what your body allows you to do. If you need to come back into child's pose at any time, you absolutely can. It's a great resting relaxation pose. So stretch your arms forward as far as they can go, but keeping your tailbone down on your heels. You should feel a stretch through your shoulders. And as I said, today our focus is going to be on our shoulders and our hip flexors. So starting with our shoulders, you're going to take your left hand under your right armpit, bringing your left ear to the floor, stretching your right arm forward and your left arm under, palm facing up, breathing into that shoulder blade. Don't force it, just allow it. Use your breath to help you take yourself in deeper into the pose. One more deep breath here. And release, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So you're going to be taking your right arm under your left, palm facing up, stretching that left arm forward, right ear to the floor, and stretching out those shoulders. Continue to breathe into the pose, into the stretch. And releasing back to center. Walking your right and left hand over to the right side of your mat, taking your left hand over your right, and stretching that hand, that arm, all the way from your fingertips down to your left hip. A nice stretch all the way through your shoulders. So here you're getting both your shoulders and your hip flexors. Continuing to breathe, always focusing on that breath or coming back to it. And then walking our hands over to the left side of the mat, taking your right hand over your left. You can intertwine your fingers or just have your right hand over your left hand. Now stretching that whole right side body all the way from your hip flexors up to your fingertips. One more deep breath in here, in through your nose, and out through your nose or your mouth. And walking your hands back to center, bringing your knees together. And then again, sitting back on your heels, stretching your arms forward. And then coming up into Cobra. Put the top of your feet flat on the floor, your shins on the floor, pressing your hands deep into the ground, feeling all four corners of your hands. You can bring your head up, looking at the ceiling. If that's uncomfortable for your neck, just keep your gaze down at your mat. Stretching that out. You're going to feel that through your lower back. You may even feel that through your thighs. Coming back into child's pose. And then up into Cobra. And looking up at the ceiling. Remembering to breathe, always focusing on that breath. And back. If you need to recenter, realign yourselves, you definitely can do that. And then coming back up into Cobra. And back. And we'll do one more here. Up into Cobra. And back on our heels. Big stretch here. And then coming up onto our knees. We're going to take your right leg forward so that your knee is directly above your ankles, keeping your left leg on the floor, your foot, top of your foot flat, into a lunge pose. You can bring your left arm up, opening up that left hip flexor, or you can bring both arms up. Again, if your neck is not feeling this today, you can keep your eyes straight to the front wall or open it up looking at the ceiling. And breathing into that stretch. You should feel that all the way down the front part of your thigh, opening up that thigh, which carries a lot of the tight muscles that would bother your lower back. So we're benefiting not only our thighs here, our hips, but also your lower back muscles. And bring your hands on either side of your right leg, bringing it back. And bring your left leg forward, right leg back. So again, your knee is directly above your ankle, and the top of your foot is flat on the floor with your shins opening up either with your right hand Or if you want to bring up both hands, and again, looking either up at the ceiling or straight ahead at the wall, whatever feels right and most comfortable for you. And feeling that stretch through your right hip flexors. You may even feel that through your lower abs. Remembering to breathe, finding that balance, using your core to keep you stable, and then bringing your hands down on either side of your left foot, bringing your left foot back. And we'll stay here in tabletop. Take your right hand forward and your left leg back, and just hold that here, and then you're going to bring your right elbow to your left knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 more, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Bringing your left knee down, right leg out, left hand forward. Remember to keep your hands directly above your shoulder, your knee above your hip, and we're going to bring our right knee into our left hip, our right knee into our left elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. And again, we'll just do a few quick cat-cows. Sorry, the wind's just picked up. A few little wrinkles on the water behind me. So you're going to breathe into cow, looking up and out to cat. Again, you want your hips and your knees hip width apart. Into cow and out to cat. Feel that stretch across your shoulder blades. And into cow and out to cat. And into cow and out to cat. And do one more, into cow and out to cat and back to a neutral spine. You're going to take your toes, turn them under, coming up into a downward facing dog. Again, you want your hands slightly in front of your elbows, heels as far to the mat as they possibly can, stretching them back, stretching your hips back, and your arms forward. You want to look through your legs. You want to pedal your feet to get a nice stretch in those calves. A nice, great stretch in those calves. Now bring your feet together, and you're going to bring your right leg up. And bring your right knee to your right elbow. And back. And your right knee to nose. And back. And your right knee to your left elbow. And back. And bring that one down, bringing your left foot up. And bringing your left knee to your left elbow. And up. And your left knee to your nose. And then your left knee over to your right elbow. And back. Up. And down. Great job. You take your right leg forward, keeping your knee bent, and your back leg straight into either, and find your balance. A crescent lunge or runner's lunge. You want, again, your knee directly over your ankle. Similar to warrior one, but your back foot and back leg and front leg are both facing forward. So just get a nice, bring your arms up, a nice stretch here. Using your core for balance, engaging all the muscles in your front and back leg. We're going to come forward, bring your hands to heart center, and we're going to do a revolved lunge. So you want to hook your knee and your elbow around, your left elbow around your right knee, and just looking over your right shoulder. Trying to find the stability in your core, strengthen your legs. If you want to open that up, using the floor as balance, opening up that right arm, right shoulder. Your hands on either side of your foot and stepping back. Bringing your left leg forward. Right leg straight back again, both feet facing the center of your mat. Finding your balance, using your core as your strength. Strengthen both legs. Again, knee directly above your ankle. Bring your arms up overhead. You can do a pointer finger. You can stretch it back a little bit, looking up at the ceiling. And then bringing your hands to heart center and doing a revolved crescent lunge. Again, you can just hook that right elbow into the left knee, looking up over your shoulder if you want to open that up. Both hands opening wide, finding your balance in your core, keeping that back leg straight. And one hand on either side, and stepping back. Great job. Well, now we're going to either step or hop forward. If you want to do a hop forward, you're going to ski up on your toes, bend your knees, just do a nice gentle jump forward. Bringing your arms, your hands onto either elbow, and just sort of hanging here. And if you want to sway back and forth in ragdoll, nod your head, yes. No. Just feeling that nice, easy stretch of your lower back all the way down your glutes. If this is uncomfortable, you can have a slight bend in your knees. But really just hang here, using all four corners of your feet as your support. Take one more deep breath in and out. Your hands down. We're going to do a half lift so that your spine and your neck are long. And release. And then we're going to rise up to mountain. And you can take your hands together, point your fingers, looking up at the ceiling, the slight back bend. And then coming forward again, hands to heart center. Back down, another half lift, and release. And then come up one more time, bringing your arms up so that they're framing your face. And then we're going to bring our toes together and sit back, keeping those arms framed like you're sitting in a chair. So you're going to, from the side, you're just sitting back in that chair. Sitting, sitting, sitting until you feel like you can't sit anymore. And remember to breathe into your pose, into the lower back. And just come up for one breath. And back down. Again, see if you can sit further in your chair. Let's turn this way so you can see our next pose. So you're sitting further in your chair. And you're going to bring your hands to heart center. And you're going to link your left elbow to your right knee in a revolved chair. And if you want to open your arms up, looking over that right shoulder, making sure that you're just sitting back in the chair pose. Looking over that shoulder for one more breath. And release. And just as you're standing here, grab your big toes. If you need a slight bend in your knees, just a nice little stretch here, holding on to your big toes. And one more deep breath in and out. Bring your arms back up around that frame on your face. Coming back down into chair pose. Toes, front toes together. And bringing your hands to heart center. You're going to turn and revolve on the other side so that your right elbow is around your left knee, looking up over that left shoulder. And if you want to open that up, looking up at the ceiling, bringing that shoulder back as far as you can to give it a nice stretch. Breathing in and out and back. And you're going to take your hands, the palms of your hands under the front of your feet, stepping down with a nice stretch for gorilla. Again, if you need to have a slight bend in those knees, that's fine. Just stretch that out. And release. And we're going to take our hands to the mat so we can feel all four corners of our hands and either step or jump back into high plank. You can come down on your knees here if you'd like. You can stay in high plank. You're going to shift forward, coming down into low plank, into chaturanga, into upward facing dog, and then back into downward facing dog. And take a nice stretch back here. And you're going to take your right foot forward, turning your left foot out and coming up into warrior one. So this is where your difference is, so that your foot is actually facing the opposite wall. And have your hips straight forward, looking up the ceiling. You want your knee directly over your ankle. If you want to open up your pose further, bring that left leg further back, hips forward. And then we're going to open that up into warrior two. Again, you want to be looking over that top hand and reverse. And bringing that down into extended side angle. So you can have your elbow on your knee, or you can open that right up. Looking up at that top hand, opening up that right back shoulder as far as you can stretch that, and it feels good for you. If it's starting to get sore or tense, bring it back, dial it back, and continue to breathe. One more deep breath in, and release, and bringing that up, paralleling your feet forward. So both legs are facing forward. And we're going to just kind of stretching side to side. So stretching your right knee out and back to center, and left and back to center, and right and back to your left, and staying forward, just hinging your body forward, one vertebrae at a time, so that your head is the last to come down. You keep your hands on your hips. You can put them on the floor if that's comfortable. If you want to open that up a little further, you can walk your hands back, come down on your head. If you have a handstand in your practice, this would be a good time to do a handstand, only if you have it in your practice and you've done it before. out. Slowly bringing that back up, one vertebrae at a time, so your head is the last thing to come up. And then we're going to turn to the other side of your mat. Bring yourself into warrior one on this side. That's a little shifted, sorry. So that again, your right foot's back, left foot forward, knee directly above your ankle, hips forward. You can have your hands on your hips, or you can open it up, looking up to the ceiling with a slight back bend. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth. Opening that up into warrior two, looking over that left hand. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose and your mouth. And revolve, reverse. Either have your hand behind your back or down your back leg. Again, making sure that that knee is over your ankle. And then coming down into extended side angle, taking your left arm onto your left knee, or you can open that up. Hand on the floor, or your ankle, looking up over that left shoulder, opening that shoulder up as far as is comfortable for you. And breathing into that space in your shoulder. One more deep breath in here. And release, coming up slowly, turning that left foot forward. Taking your hands in a bind behind you. And bringing that forward, hinging forward, bring your arm up overhead. You want to open that up further. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath in. And release. And slowly rise. Again, one vertebrae at a time, so your head is the last thing to come up. Awesome job. And bring your feet together. You just do one big breath in, mountain, and bring your hands to heart center. Now, if you have a strap, we're going to use a strap. If you don't, no worries. We can just improvise. We're going to take the strap and have it shoulder width apart. If you want to pause the video and go grab a strap or a tie or a towel, if you have one handy, you're going to take it shoulder width apart, halfway up. And we're going to bring it up, overhead, slight back bend, and exhale as we release, halfway down. And inhale up, and exhale down. And inhale one more time up. And exhale down. Awesome. And you should feel a really nice stretch all the way through your shoulders and even through your biceps. So now we're going to take the strap up overhead, using your right hand to kind of pull that strap over to the right side, and you're going to feel that stretch all the way down your left side. You're going to feel it from your fingertips, even maybe down to your toes, but definitely down to your hips. And back to center, and then take that over to the left. And make sure you're not slouching forward. Try and keep your body aligned and straight so that you're coming directly over to the side. Do that one more time on either side, so pulling it, taking it right. And only as far as your body allows you to go. And back to center, and then one more time over to the left. And back to center, keeping your arms up without turning your hips and only using your abs, your core. Twist to the right. You should feel that in your core. And exhale to center. Only your core, not your hips, going left. And center. And at the core again, keeping your hips straight forward. Exhale to center. And one more to the left. So you inhale left and exhale center. Awesome. Release one hand, taking your strap behind your back. Again, shoulder width apart. We're holding on to your strap. Your legs hip width apart. Bringing it up as far as you can go, opening up those shoulders. Oh, I love that one. Such a great stretch. And exhale as you release. One more time. 2 more times we'll do here because it feels so good. And release. One more. Bringing it up and opening up those shoulder blades. Awesome. And release. Okay, we're going to put our strap down. And we're actually going to come down to our knees. And we're going to do camel, just to open up a little bit more in our front thighs and our lower back. We've done this one before in some other classes. You're going to take your hands so that you're right on your lower back, bringing your elbows together. And just a nice little back bend, opening up your shoulders, opening up your quads. And looking up to the ceiling if that feels good for you, or straight ahead. If you want to open that up like we have before, hands on your heels, and you can take that further back, or you can go flat on your feet and take that further back. And bringing it up, just sit back. I'm going to do that again. I want to give your thighs a nice little massage, your quads a nice little massage. Coming back up one more time. And we're going to go back one more time here. Up at the ceiling. Don't strain your neck. Remember, you want to try and keep, instead of tensing, keep your shoulders down, not up to your ears. Bring your elbows together. You want to take that into the next variation, opening it up. Go ahead, coming back into your heels. Keep it here. Your neck feels good. Stretch it back. One more breath in. And release. We're going to stay here, bringing your feet down to the floor, sitting back on your heels. And hero pose. So you can stay here in hero. You want to have your feet slightly off to the side if you can, if you're going to bring it back and recline it. So you're going to come back. If you want to, you should feel a nice stretch in your calves, or sorry, your thighs here, where, as I said before, any tension, a lot of tension in our thighs actually causes tension in our lower back. If you want to walk that back a little bit, taking your hands maybe to your side behind you, coming down to your elbows. Again, only what feels right for you today. Bring your head back, maybe opening up your throat chakra. Stretching out your thighs and opening up and stretching that lower back. Also opens up your hip flexors. And you carry a lot of emotion in your hip flexors, so these stretches are great, especially at this time when we're all kind of carrying around a lot of extra emotional baggage. You want to come right down into hero. You can go straight back. Only do what's right for you. If you want to come up, a bit of the top of your head, opening up that throat chakra. Take one more deep breath in. And release. And using your arms and your hands to guide you, bring yourself back up. And as we're working on our hips, we'll do one of two variations. So we're either going to do pigeon, or you can do thread the needle. So we'll start up in child's pose. You might want to just give yourself a nice little stretch here after doing that hero pose. Now you're going to bring your right leg up and under. stretching that leg back. Again, you want to put the top of your foot flat on the floor, stretching your shins and your thigh down on the mat, walking your hands forward. You can either stay on your elbows or you can open that right down so that your arms either resting on your forearms or bringing them forward. And you'll feel that in your right glute and your right thigh. And that again is opening up, stretching out those thighs. As I said, it's going to be helping with any lower back pain. And opening up your hips may help relieve any sort of emotional strain or stress that we're going under. And we all are dealing with all of this everyday life stress, as well as trying to homeschool our kids and not being able to see friends and family. Now work your hands back up towards your knee. And maybe just have a nice little stretch here. You can either look up to the ceiling, keeping your eyes forward. Bringing both hands down on the floor, toes under, coming back up into downward facing dog. Bringing that left leg up and bringing that one forward and under. Bringing your right leg back with the top of your foot flat on the mat, your shins, your thigh. You can either try and open that up as much as you can, as good as it feels for you. Again, if you would like to do thread the needle, continue. Anyone who's doing pigeon, continue with pigeon. If you would like to do thread the needle, you're going to just lie on your back. You take your left leg over your right thigh, taking your hand, threading your hand through your legs, and just gently bringing your thigh towards you, and maybe using that left elbow to gently push that left knee away. And you'll get the same stretch that you get in pigeon. So breathing into that stretch one more time, and release. Bring our feet down on the floor, maybe readjusting ourselves. Bring your legs up, keeping your knees together like they're Velcroed, arms out as support, taking both legs over to the left side and looking over your right shoulder. Breathing into that stretch. One more deep breath here. And release. Bring your knees back to center. And then taking both legs over to the right. Looking over your left shoulder. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the floor if you can. Breathing into that stretch. In your lower back, you should feel a great stretch through your lower back and your abdomen. Do one more deep breath in here. And release. Bring it back to center. Now we're going to try something different just to end off today. It's up to you if you want to do it. You can stay here. You can bring your legs straight up in the air. If you want to come up into a shoulder stand, which is an inversion pose, you can bring your legs up. You're using your arms, your hands to hold you up straight up. This is going to get all the blood flowing from your toes all the way down to your heart. Breathing into that pose. And if you want to bring your legs slowly down into plow, so that they're coming down and over your head. Now watch your neck here. If you have a sore neck, just continue to stay in shoulder stand. And then opening up your knees for dead man's pose. Breathing into that pose, bring your knees to your shoulders, neck is long, supporting yourself with your elbows on your mat and your hands on your lower back. And slowly release. Now staying on our backs, we're going to grab our feet for happy baby. So you can stay here, you can open it up, you can rock side to side, giving your spine a nice massage, using your core so you don't fall from one side to the other, but if you do, that's okay. We all do. Just a nice, relaxing, happy baby stretch to finish us off today. One more deep breath here. And release, bringing your feet together, down on the floor, stretching our bodies out so that your feet are stretched out and your back is stretched out, your arms at your side. Relaxing into your mat, shoulders wide, neck long and relaxed. Relaxing our jaw, all your muscles in your body melting into your mat. Showing yourself gratitude for taking the time to do your class today. The time for you, whether you're on your own, whether you've got kids that are chasing you around, you're trying to help with homeschooling, you're trying to cook a million meals and do a million dishes. We're all in the same boat. And we have a visitor. We have Buddha, our Zen dog. Oh, we have Cody too. So continue in Shavasana. Falling back into your natural breath. And resting quietly. Once you accept yourself unconditionally, you'll be surprised at how comfortable you begin to feel no matter where you are. We may have tricked ourselves into thinking our security came from outside ourselves, that we needed certain other people or places, we needed certain objects or items around us, or had to live our lives in a particular way to feel secure. But relying on things and people outside ourselves provides a false sense of security. False security will be shown for what it is. There's a real security, a true safety available to us all, no matter who we are, where we are, or what we're doing. That security comes from accepting ourselves. The security comes from trusting ourselves, trusting our hearts, our wisdom, our connection to the divine and the universe around us. Once we accept ourselves unconditionally, no matter where we are, it will feel like home. If you'd like to continue in Shavasana, you can pause the tape. Or if you'd like, slowly bring your attention back to your body. Maybe moving your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms far above your head and stretching your toes as far away from your body as you possibly can. Rolling over onto your side and using your hand to guide you up into a seated position. I'm not sure whether, I think I'm just more of a silhouette, so I hope that everybody was able to do the class today with the background, but I thought it was really important because it's very, very relaxing and serene. So let's take one more deep breath in together and release, bringing our hands to heart center. I bow and say, Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully we can continue through our day feeling grateful Grateful for all the things that we do have. And realizing all the things that we don't need at this time, that we really only just need compassion and love and our families and the food we have on our tables. And all the material things don't seem so important right now, I don't think, to many of us. So have a wonderful day, and thank you very much.